So my people, how on they waiting, they happen waiting this up. You know what I'm just thinking? It must be really tough for a good woman, knowing that, there are a lot of things that she can say, to help the upcoming generation, but still feel powerless because she does not have the resources or the platform to share the right information. And the people that are in that level to share that are really not doing it well. I understand. Look, I'm not really here to rant. I'm just here to share my thoughts about what's been going on social media for a while now, right? We're going to talk about Sabinos and the wife, Senator Natasha, and the Senate President Akpabio, what is going on between them. But first, let's talk about Queen Hilbert. She's a Nollywood actress who called out Destiny Etiko recently. There are some damaging information that's out there, shared on social media by these people. And later they will come back on social media and say, we're just joking. It's publicity stunt, blah, blah, blah. So this one, I don't know if it's publicity stunt, but, people go extra mile these days because of everywhere is saturated. I mean, which niche would you say? I mean, there's always a niche to fit into, but it's like everywhere is filled right now, like on social media. Everybody wants to be on social media. So you have to go extra mile to get attention. I understand. But this one is defaming, right? And again, think about it, right? Destiny Etiko and this lady is accusing Destiny Etiko of snatching people's men, right? So what, the younger generation or the people that have, seen these actresses as inspiration, I believe what they're saying is the only way I can buy a big car, the only way I can get to where I am is, by finding one of those, somebody's husband. And I don't care whether the person is married or not, somebody's husband. And you see these people fight it out on social media, especially, Destiny Etiko. It's always been like negative news about her. And it's always linked to men and her friends calling her out. But nevertheless, among all these stories, there are still few of the stories that are publicity stunt. Even Destiny Etiko said that it's publicity stunt. Destiny Etiko and Lizzie Go, they were friends. I don't know. I barely see both of them together. But now it's like they've put it in a way that if a lady is successful, they've put it in a lot of people's head that is being bought by a man. And in most cases, it's true. But does that mean that we don't have other hard-working ladies? Now that one I need to pay me pass. The hard-working ladies who are, legit using their money to buy these cars just because they work hard for it. You understand? Very brilliant people and stuff. There are ladies like that, actually.
Okay, guys, I had to do this as a quick one before actually stepping out. So I want to understand something. It has come to my notice that you, Destiny, you think it's all about running around and unfollowing me. I need you to understand something. This thing started from Cubana Babes on the set of Elizabeth production. Ken Steve Anoka was the one that directed it. And on that set, guys, you would not believe it. This particular person is always used to, once she sees anybody that is close to you or comes around you and she feels that the person is okay, she feels this person is always funding your bills, so she go dey try to snatch him. Just like the one, my ex, I know how many people, Tony Uguja with John, one from Benin, where drive Benz, come for set for leave gate, and how much way he sleep with you with. That's a whole lot. The story long. It's not even the first time, it's not the second time. And probably someone that you see that was claiming to be my friend, that was even killing me behind. You break leg, they give you 200K, you can't increase and say they give you 1 million naira. Maybe they thank chairman for you, they crazy, they mad, they walk your brain. I need to understand, are you okay upstairs? No, do I look like the kind of person you think you can be manipulating or dealing with? Why you run come on from Asaba? Because you know that a lot of people are waiting for you. They go must beat you away. When you see something, you won't be able to snatch it again. Listen, it's not about unfollowing me or blocking me. Bitch, I'm fucking coming for you 1 million fucking times. And this is not ending anytime soon. I swear to God.
see the situation of, that lady that accused Burnaboy of promising to get her a car, but refused to get her a car? Sophia, right? She claimed that herself and Regina, they are fighting at the time. And you can imagine these people went extra mile. I'm just trying to say like how people go extra mile together. These people went extra mile to record a 40-minute conversation. And you can imagine, I'm sure if that conversation was about something educative, I'm sure a lot of Nigerians wouldn't come down to listen to that. 40 minutes of ladies gossiping, and it trend, right? Everybody started abusing Burnaboy until this morning I saw on social media that it's probably false. Sam Reginald and this other girl, Sophia, because they finally achieved their aim, right? They were spotted at the same location. That means they are still cool. So they just deceive Nigerians.
So the whole Lamborghini drama between Sophia and Reginald with Burnaboy, it was all drama, it was all publicity stunts just to go viral, just to trend. Because Reginald and Sophia, they're supposed to be enemies right now. They're not supposed to be friends, honestly speaking. But as it is right now, they were both spotted in the same location, because Reginald posted this on her Snapchat yesterday in the same location, whereas Sophia also posted the same place on her Snapchat in the same location. No? So I'm not wondering, what are they trying to play Nigerians fast ones? Are they trying to trend or just a publicity stunt or what? Because I don't understand. Look at Reginald in this location. Then let me show you Sophia's own too. And then look at Sophia too. The same location. My God. So the whole Lamborghini drama, it was all publicity stunts or something. Was it Burnaboy's idea for them to trend or something? Because there's no sane person that wants to buy a Lamborghini for a girlfriend or for a hookup. Because I was wondering, this story, can this story be true? Oh my God. And then Reginald posted on her Instagram, was it not yesterday or 2 days ago, and Sophia commented and she even liked the post. And I'm wondering, I'm like, these people are just playing, they're just playing with Nigerians, they just want to trend. Lamborghini, this one. These girls are all fake. They'll be fine, all the best. I wish them all the best. Can you imagine? And this thing went viral because everybody was practically talking about this whole thing. Well done today, they did well.
I think at this point, it is time for us to start understanding that people will continue to, as long as we keep craving for negative news, for bad news, people will definitely feed on that. They will come on social media and cook up stories, and you will believe it because they know that that is what you want. And there's this thing that women do as well, where they would, blame a man. They will say, "Oh, come outside, blame a man," and people will pay attention to you, and then that's it. Because you're a woman, so you can use that. I mean, Burnaboy got a lot of bashings. So many people lambasted him. They said that he's a simp. Some people said that he's a stingy guy. Some people call it audio money, right? Even Burnaboy himself made a song out of it. But what is the real truth? Like, to be honest, So I see some people saying, "Oh, maybe what Speed Darlington said about Burnaboy is true. Burnaboy paid these people to cook up this story so that he could prove that he is not gay." Why are you guys thinking like that? It's like when you guys, Nigerians, like I said, we always want to believe what we want to believe. And even when we have the chance to doubt, yes, I call it opportunity to doubt, we still be like, no, we'll still find a way to point at that same thing that we were pointing at initially when we thought it was true. Now you realize that, it could be false. You're still pointing at Burnaboy is trying to prove himself as gay. For crying out loud. How else do you want him to prove himself? He's dated Steph London, bought a car for Steph London. He's dating another, is that one a movie star, a model? But she's, quite popular in America. Not that popular, but quite popular. Herself and her sister, I think. They are, dating. And I think he got her a gift.
You like it? I love it. Nice. ODG the twin, oh. He said, collect one, oh. Hey, God. Every day they collect watch.
How else do you want a man to prove that he is not gay? If he's gay and he wants to prove himself, that is enough to defend him. So forget about speed darling, whatever speed darling is saying. That one just the talk. Now, what we should be saying is that Lambo, is it true in this situation? Is it true or false? I think that's what we should be talking about. We shouldn't be talking about, oh, Burnaboy cook up. No, we should be talking about, okay, it's the Lambo, because everybody praised that without even saying where in the first place. These Lambos are like very expensive. How was she even able to afford it? I mean, I applaud her if she's able to afford it, and you know, congratulations to her. I'm not even trying to like say she can't afford it. Yeah, of course she can afford it. 90% of the time, I wouldn't put a figure on it, but most of the time, it turns out to be a man behind it. The other day that the freeze, reviewed the mileage, and I was like, they've used this car. And I said, of course, even for you to buy the Tokumbo of a Lambo truck, you are still rich. It is still expensive, But I think that's what we should be talking about. That what does she do? And is that thing even true? The news that she bought a Lambo for real. Now, speaking about just linking things to men, and also finding a way to just say something about a man so that you can get attention or you can get sympathy. In this case, we have Natasha. So, Reno Mokri, I understand that a lot of Nigerians don't like Reno Mokri, right? I think we should also consider, I'm not saying we should believe him, consider what he said, right? It's just crazy because somebody said here, right? That's just to tell you that if Nigerians don't like you, they don't like you, no matter what comes out of it. Somebody said, even if Natasha is wrong, but the fact that Reno don't enter this matter, trust me, Natasha is damn right. Like, can you just imagine? Just think about this. And you want to get the truth. So this guy came on social media recently and he said, look, in 2021, he said something that I think I like. He was like, I'm not saying that Natasha lied about the Senate president, trying to woo her or something. But this is what happened in 2021. I was accused by this woman, wrongly accused by this woman, around the time, because Natasha was specific that it was during the visit of the former president of Kenya in Nigeria at Aso Rock. It was during that visit that Reno Mokri tried to woo her. That is what she's trying to say, is she rejected his sexual advances, right, in 2014. Now, let me read. She said, "Dear Reno, I understand how boring and bitter life must have been for you away in the US on asylum. No more access to your numerous iPhone 2 girlfriends, most of whom you got into Shopee through your office as a SA to President Goodluck Jonathan. Weren't you married then? I rejected your silly advances in 2014 at the Villas Banquet Hall during President Uhuru Kenyatta's reciprocated visit. I gave you a fake name and a false contact number." But, so that was what she shared. And this man, Reno Mokri, actually replied, and first of all, he announced $50,000 reward for anyone who could provide a photograph or video of him in the Uhuru Kenyatta banquet. Nobody. They took pictures on that day, but Reno Mokri was not in the picture. That means Reno Mokri didn't attend the said event, right? And again, Reno Mokri said that he was in the US at that time. And he shared, the flight ticket, he shared his passport stamp on his passport to prove that he wasn't even in Nigeria around that time. And then later, Senator Natasha removed everything, took down the accusations from her page.
On Tuesday, October 12, 2021, Natasha Akpoti had a dispute with me. And after the dispute, she went on social media and accused me of harassing her. She claimed that at a state banquet at the Aso Rock Presidential Villa held by President Goodluck Jonathan for the visiting Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta on Tuesday, May 6, 2014, I had sex with her. Now, the thing is, a month before, the Chibok girls had been abducted. And as one of his presidential spokesmen, President Jonathan sent me to the United States as a special envoy to try to clean up Nigeria's image. I left in April and I wasn't back in Nigeria until the end of May. So obviously, Natasha Akpoti lied. So what I did, I went on social media and I published my passport stamp with my passport leaving Nigeria and then entering the United States, showing the stamps. And I also published a first-class British Airways ticket.
And now the same person is accusing Senator Akpabio. Now, it might be true, but you don't think that we should look into Reno Mokri's case. So I was listening to Thatcher. Really, I'm not a fan of Thatcher, but I think sometimes she makes sense. You know, although she was bashed, you know, if Nigerians don't like you, nothing where you go talk, we go make sense. Even though I think no matter what you must have done, they should at least give you a listening ear, you know, which she didn't get. Anyways, she did not just support the woman. She tried to be diplomatic about it. She's smart, even though sometimes you think that she doesn't sound smart.
You know, I think we can all agree that Nigerians are not very serious people. This is what the political class understands, and that's why they can do anything and get away with it, because they know and understand that Nigerians are not very serious people. You guys don't understand the gravity of what just happened. If Senator Natasha is lying, do you understand the gravity of that? Simply means women can wake up and accuse anybody of sexual harassment, accuse any man of rape, and get away with it. It also means that men can rape, sexually harass women, and absolutely nothing will be done. That's how bad the situation is. And yet, people are just there dancing around the whole issue. This is exactly the time where we have to take the bull by its horn. Do you know what this year's International Women's Day theme is? March forward for all women and girls. Why are Nigerian women not marching? Why are we all not marching? Those so-called confused individuals that call themselves Nigerian feminists, their voices is nowhere to be heard. Bunch of jokers. If it's to defend sex workers parading themselves as influencers, which I have no problem with, your titties will stand. On our titties will stand. Your voices will be heard. We will hear from you people. We go hear from Ona. We go hear Ona. You will be as loud as fuck. You're only a feminist when it benefits you. Both women and men are supposed to be at the Senate complex asking questions. To the extent that the president feels this. Do y'all understand we have 109 senators in Nigeria, and out of 109, only 105 is all men. Women are not properly represented across board. We have never had a female governor. This is how disenfranchised women are. Women are always given the backseat. This is a woman that more than 100,000 people gave their votes to, give their voices to, for her to speak on their behalf. And she's facing 6 months suspension. Oh my God, no. When 1 out of 4 female senators is making an allegation like this, it should not be swept under the carpet, and it should not be treated lightly at all, because we should see this as women being silenced. And if she is telling a lie, she should be dealt with, and dealt with properly. The number 3 citizen of Nigeria is being dragged for something that could be a lie or could be true. This needs to be cleared. It's too important of a man for a story like this to pop up and we don't get to the end of it. And if she isn't telling a lie, whoever she's accusing should be dealt with and dealt with properly. Nigerians, I don't know what is really wrong with us people. Where did we get it wrong in this 2025? Where? If a woman of that level is struggling to get justice, struggling to be heard, then who am I? What is the fate of that average 18-year-old girl in Ibadan? Of that average 18-year-old girl in Delta State? Of that average 26-year-old girl in Sokoto? This is how we plan to stand for women. This is how we plan to do it in 2025? Nah, disappointing to say the least.
Now, the same people actually dug up a video. The same Nigerians actually dug up a video that, look at Senator Natasha, look at how she was doing. We thought that this woman and this man have always been enemies. So they shared a video of her, you know, acting all girly and all that. But you cannot, even me, I can't use that to judge her and say, oh, look at this woman, she did do, because some people say, Odosho vibes or something. No, that's not Women will always be women. If you're feminine, that's how you could do sometimes. But in a professional setting, do you think that is okay? It's not really okay, but you can still use that to judge her. What me I'm just concerned about is if it's true that she wrongly accused, whether it's sexual advances or harassment, right? Because those are two different things. You're still wrongfully accusing someone.
Pardon me, Mr. President. I was actually engrossed in a discussion that concerns the Senate with my brother, distinguished Senator Akwashi.
Distinguished colleagues, she's hereby pardoned that she was engrossed in a discussion with Senator Akwashiki, and so she was no longer with the Senate. So
now, you don't think that we should put that into consideration and say, since this lady has a history of accusing somebody falsely, I'm not saying that this one is false. No. It can be true. Might be true. The reason why I said it might be true is because of what happened with the ex-NDDC lady. But none of these people came out with evidence. No evidence so far. This was in 2020, the ex-NDDC MD. She said she slapped Akpabio for sexually harassing her. So you want to be like, okay, this is not the first time. It's been like twice that this man has been called out. Yes, Senator Natasha has been suspended. Really feel sad for her, especially if she's saying the truth. It's really sad, when you try to share your whatever you're going through and you still get punished for it. Really sad to see to see or hear something like that. There are many ways that you can even share evidence. You can say it got leaked, that you were not the one that shared it. Yes. So if she has evidence, she should find a way, to share it and let people be fully convinced. Okay, speaking about certain reports that is really complicated, right? So this news trend for a while, no more trending, right? Sabinos and the wife. We got reports in February that they are struggling with their marriage. Something like that. They said Sabinos was accused by the wife of domestic violence, infidelity, and being an absentee father. And I also think that people forget easily. This is not the first time they've shared these reports. This report was shared in 2023, right? And the wife came out to debunk it. She said that, there's nothing like that. Take my name and that of my family off your mouth and page. How can my husband be in Nigeria and be hitting me here in the UK? And even Mr. Funny himself said, how can I lay... this was in 2024, actually. Okay, they got married in 2023. It was in 2020. That was last year. Yes. How can I lay my hands on a woman that stays in the UK? Omo, una really funny for this country. She has been in the UK for 2 years now. Omo, now, wow. That's what Sabinos said. But look at what QTG said at that time. But why does Sabinos like beating his Yahudo? Men, just when you think one is better, boom, they disappoint you. Now, it might be true. Who knows? Maybe she's trying to, defend the husband. I don't know. But we should also understand that sometimes people intentionally just post some of these things. Some blogs, you'll be shocked, cook up these stories well, especially when everywhere is boring and stuff. But then again, they said, oh, they unfollowed one another. Yes, she's not following Sabinos, and I don't think Sabinos is following her. I don't know if they were following one another before. Yes, I don't know. There are some couples who never just followed one another because they don't want drama or attention. According to what I heard, they said they've been friends or lovers since university days. Recently, she bags masters with distinction from the UK university. I hope that what they are saying about this lady, I hope it's not true. I hope it's false. I want to believe it's false. But my point is, they have been pushing these things since 2024. And it will take a break. It's like the same tactics. They will take a break from it. Then later, it will pop. The rumor will pop up again. I mean, we've seen it with, Chika Ike. We've seen it. Happen to Regina Daniel's mother, the video where she was crying, that video, they've put different fake captions since 2020 something years ago. They are still using it to quote her. So these days, a lot of things are just complicated. Anyways, guys, here I will take stop. Like this video, subscribe, until we see you next time. Peace.